Hi guys, 18Dap here and welcome to this match preview for this weekend's League 2 fixture. It's Doncaster Rovers versus Newport County at the Eco Power Stadium. Let's get this video started. So guys, welcome to this match preview, League 2 football, Doncaster Rovers versus Newport County, Eco Power Stadium tomorrow. It's a bit of a dead rubber, but we still do the match preview nonetheless. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much for supporting the channel this season and last season, and as long as you've been supporting the channel, it's greatly appreciated, and we're going through a bit of a tough period, us Rovers fans, so big thank you for sticking with me during this time. If this video has brought you to the channel, please consider clicking subscribe so you don't miss any future content. We are on the road to 3,000 subs. Love to get there before the end of the season. We will see. If you enjoy it or not, please consider clicking subscribe. If you are new, this is a format that we go through match previews. We look at previous meetings between the two clubs, current form across all competitions. I say a few words about a Doncaster Rovers player, and then I give my opinion on the opponent's one to watch. So for Newport County, I'll give my opinion on the one to watch, but you know your club much better than what I do. So if you're a Newport County fan and you think somebody else should be mentioned, get them in the comments down below. And then we finished the video with three predictions: a predicted team lineup thanks to FanHub, predictions league table that me and the family do, and then the all important score prediction at the very end. So let's get into previous meetings. Donny and Newport have faced off a total of 45 times in our history, and it is fairly even. Rovers coming out on top on 16 occasions, Newport winning 18, and we've shared the spoils on 11. Drilling down into our more recent 5 fixtures, I say recent, we have to go back to 1986-87 season in Division 3, before I was even born, and it was a double for Newport County. Did the double over as a 3-2 win at their place and a 1-0 win at ours. And then we jump forward a number of years, 2016-17 season in League 2, and Rovers fared much better in recent history. It was a 2-0 win at home and then a 0-0 draw away from home, and then earlier this season it was a 1-0 win to the Rovers. So as I say, fared a little bit better in more recent history than jumping back to 1986-87 season. So hopefully we can do the double over Newport with a win tomorrow. Moving on to current form though, doesn't look likely, because looking at the Rovers, defeat, 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 draw, defeat in our last 5. It gets even worse if you look back over our last 13. 1 win in 13 for the Rovers. It is dreadful. Newport on the other hand, a little inconsistent. Their last 5, a draw, a win, a defeat, a win and a defeat. So as I said, another defeat for the Rovers and another tough day at the office for Danny Schofield Tuesday night, and his job is getting harder and harder to defend as games go by. I feel for him, I really do. I'm still very much on the side of the fence that I feel he needs a transfer window, he needs time. I completely understand people giving me grief for that on Twitter, and that's what football's about. It's about opinions. I'm always happy to have a discussion with anybody as long as it's polite, and yeah, it's always going to be heated. There's a lot of emotion in football. Personally, I think Danny needs a transfer window and given the tools to do his job. At the minute, he has not got the tools to do his job, but I can understand people have got to their breaking point and they want him gone. We do have the second most defeats in the league. These are stats that aren't helping Danny out one bit. Only 4 less defeats than Rochdale, who sit rock bottom. The fans are worried, there's frustrations. As I say, I think they're warranted, because we do also have the 5th worst defence in the league. So Danny's sticking with 5 at the back, always plays 5 at the back. You can argue for it if we've got a really good defence, but we haven't. We're still conceding goals. 60 goals conceded this season. It is not positive reading for us Rovers fans. And I think Danny's stubbornness to change things could ultimately be his downfall. If the hierarchy at the club decides to part ways before the end of the season, we know about this significant injection of funds, whatever it is it enough to give him the tools that he needs to do his job properly? I don't know. Only time will tell on that one, and only time will tell if the club feel that Danny is the man to take us forward. A lot of fans don't think he is. On this game though, fully suspect him to set up the way that he always sets up, and a bit of a dead rubber that I think Newport will enjoy playing. On to Newport, a fairly inconsistent season for them, sees them definitely playing League Two football again next season. Mathematically safe, I believe. So yeah, League Two football once again for Newport County. A win tomorrow would see them leapfrog us and push us further down the table, but it is a very congested mid-table picture. Looking from 10th to 19th, it's only separated by 10 points, and it's been that way pretty much all season. Doesn't matter if you win a few games or lose a few games, you can go one way or the other. Very congested in that middle area of the table. Some good results recently for Newport against top-end teams. I think that'll bring them into this game with a lot of confidence. A 1-1 against Bradford, 3-0 against Northampton. It shows that they've got players within their squad that can hurt teams at this level. So hopefully it's a dead rubber and Newport are on the beach, and it gives us an opportunity to have a bit of positivity coming towards the end of the season. But I'm hoping, although it's a dead rubber, it is an entertaining fixture, and we will see come 5 o'clock tomorrow. On to play profile for this one, I'm going with Ben Close, 26 years old, central midfielder for the Rovers. I think it's been a tough season in the midfield, well, not just the midfield, but up front and at the back for the Rovers. Not just Ben, all of the squad. But for Ben, I think he needs a tough midfielder around him. I think we've been lacking that for some time. Somebody who does the dirty work in the midfield, a lot of energy, breaking down patterns of play and things. I think he needs that player next to him so that it gives him a little bit more freedom to express himself. I thought we were starting to see positives when he was playing alongside Biggins and Lakin. I thought the partnerships that they were starting to form were good, but then obviously injuries have come in and it's left us very lightweight in the middle. As I say, the lack of depth in midfield has put the defence under a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure as well. So hopefully next season it improves. This injection of funds builds the depth of the squad and gives us an opportunity to not miss key players because we've got that ability to step in. I hope it's somebody alongside Ben who can help him flourish and show what he's got, because I think we've seen glimpses of the quality that Ben's got. It's just not been consistent enough this season. On to the opponents, one to watch. Rovers fans know him well, and because I've said that, you will know who it is already. It is Omar Bogle, 29 years old, centre forward, 49 appearances this season for Newport, 14 goals, 1 assist. For me, it can come across as a bit of a lazy striker, but when he's playing on form, it is very difficult to stop. He can hold the ball, he can keep it, he can bring other players in. Very good player, and I'd take him in my team in tomorrow's fixture, to be honest. I thought he wasn't treated particularly well under Richie Wellens and moved on, and I think he's shown that he has got ability as a striker. So yeah, for me, definitely one to watch tomorrow. I think with a makeshift team, with the injuries, I think he could have a bit of a field day with our back four. He's got the experience, and I think that could pay dividends tomorrow. So Omar Bogle is the one to watch for Newport, in my opinion. But as I say, you know your club much better than what I do, so get your players in the comments down below who we should be watching out for tomorrow. Moving on to the predicted team lineup. So this is thanks to FanHub. If you've not downloaded the app yet, please go ahead and do so. Plenty of features to get your teeth stuck into, but this has been a tough one to put together. A couple of injuries, a couple of doubts coming into tomorrow's game. But what I've gone with is Mitchell in goal. I think Daniel's still trying to set up with back five, which frustrates me. Nelson came off with a head injury or potential head injury. He's 50-50. So I don't think he'll start, but I think he'll try and shoehorn Seaman into the back three alongside Long and Faulkner, and that looks terrible. But I think that's what we'll end up doing with James Brown on the right, Luke Molyneux on the left. I think the midfield, depending if Westbrook is fit or not, I'm going with Close, Westbrook, Ravenhill, and Barlow, with Jack Goodman, Agard also a doubt. Jack Goodman up front on his own, and for me that squad it isn't good enough, and that's why I'm finding it difficult to heap all of the blame on Danny Schofield, because you stick any manager with any amount of experience with that squad and they'll struggle. But that's what I'm going with for my predicted team lineup tomorrow. Moving on to the Predictions League table. So if you're new to this, me and the family predict the scoreline for every league game. If we get it spot on, we get 3 points. If we get the outcome of the game right but not the scoreline, we get 1 point. If we get it completely wrong, nil. Pois. And it's not been a good season for me, as well as Doncaster Rovers. I'm still rock bottom. Me and my dad went with defeats on Tuesday. Chris and Max must have had a bump to head. They had confidence. They thought it'd be a very Doncaster Rovers thing to do, go to Stevenage and get a win. So they got no points each. So it's as it was in terms of positions, but me and my dad have pulled a point back. I'm on 16, my dad's on 18, Chris in second on 25 and Max in first on 26 points. And that leads me to the all-important score prediction for tomorrow's fixture. If you've watched this channel for a while, you know I always predict with my head and not my heart. If it was heart, it'd be a win every single time. But as I've said in the video, I think it's a bit of a dead rubber. Newport will be coming into this with a lot more confidence. Although they're inconsistent, they've been getting wins here and there. They've been getting good results against good teams as well. So I think they'll come into this one with a bit more confidence than what we've got. We just look absolutely shot of any sort of confidence as a squad. So I'm hoping that we get a goal to cheer. I'm praying we get a goal to cheer, but I'm going with, unfortunately, another defeat for the Rovers. It is going to be 2-1 to Newport County. And that's where I'm going to leave this preview. If you've enjoyed it, please stick a big thumbs up on it for us, please. Comments in the section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.